today we are going to do a little bit of I-step practice. I know I said the bad word, I-step, but we have to do a little bit of practice today. And so Mr. Bach has already passed out a worksheet to you. You'll see that same worksheet up here on the screen. And I'd like for us to read through that together. We're going to talk about the setup process. I'm going to give you a few minutes to try it on your own, and then we'll come back to it again. All right, so the first thing it says is Sal exercised by stretching and jogging 5 days last week. And underneath that, we have 3 bullet points. First of all, he stretched for a total of 25 minutes during the week. Now notice that the word week is in bold letters. We are talking about the 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It is not including the weekend. He jogged for an equal number of minutes each of the 5 days. He exercised for a total of 240 minutes. The next part says that Elena also exercised by stretching and jogging 5 days last week. She stretched for 15 minutes each day, again for 5 days. She jogged for an equal number of minutes each of the 5 days. She exercised for a total of 300 minutes. Determine the number of minutes Sal jogged each day last week and the number of minutes Elena jogged each day last week. Show your work or explain all the steps you used to determine your answers. At this time, whomever is controlling the keyboard, I'd like for you to pause the video and allow 5 minutes for everyone to work on this problem. All right, so we're going to go ahead and work on this problem together. There are a lot of different ways that we could set up this problem. However, I'm going to approach it as an equation. We're going to set up a 2-step equation for Sal, and we're going to set up a 2-step equation for Elena. All right, we're going to kind of do this back and forth thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sal. I have created this T-chart, and if you were a little stumped these last 5 minutes, I would encourage you to now do this. Create a T-chart on your worksheet where we have Sal on one side and we have Elena on one side. Now, this particular problem is talking about 2 separate items, which tells us it's going to be a 2-step equation. And as we know, we can set up a 2-step equation in this format. So I'm actually going to do that on both sides for both Sal and Elena. Now, we know with the 2-step equation that the total is going to go here, the each is going to go here, and if there's something constant, then it's going to go in this spot. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that particular problem again for Sal. He stretched for a total of 25 minutes during the week. He jogged for an equal number of minutes each of the 5 days. He exercised for a total of 240 minutes. They have given you the 3 things that you need, but now it's just kind of like a puzzle. We got to figure out which puzzle piece goes where. Well, I've always told you guys that putting the total piece in there first is the easiest thing. So for Sal, we know that he exercised for 240 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and write 240 in that spot. All right, now let's talk about the constant. What is going to be the constant in this problem? Well, it says that he stretched for a total of 25 minutes during the week. That is something that's not going to change. It is what it is. It's our constant number. So we're going to plug 25 into that spot. Alrighty, then it says that he jogged for an equal number of minutes each of the 5 days. Well, what we don't know is the number of minutes, but we do know that he jogged for 5 days. So what we're going to do is plug 5 in here, where X is going to represent the number of minutes. Now that you've seen this setup process, I think it's going to be a little easier once we get over to Elena's problem. So when we go back to Elena, it says she stretched for 15 minutes each day. Okay, now that's a little different. I want you to compare that to what they said about Sal. It was a total of 25 minutes for the whole entire week, versus she stretched for 15 minutes each day. So we actually have to do a little bit of math here. She jogged for 5 days, 15 minutes for each day would give us 15 times 5. So go ahead and calculate 15 times 5, and you guys should get 75 minutes. So we know that her constant here is 75 minutes worth of stretching compared to Sal's 25 minutes of stretching. Then it says she jogged an equal number of minutes each of the 5 days. Okay, that's the same as Sal here. And then her total is 300 minutes. So let's go ahead and go back to Elena. Total's the easiest to start with, so we're going to go ahead and put 300 here. We already said that her constant is that she is warming up for 75 minutes, and she is also going to jog for 5 minutes per day. Now at this point, it's just going to be a matter of solving the equations for each one, and then that's going to give you your x value for Sal, how many minutes per day he jogs, and Elena, that will also give us how many minutes she jogs per day. What I would like for you guys to do, if you haven't solved it already, is to go ahead and solve both of those two-step equations and figure out the answer. All right, we have some more to cover today, so what we're going to do is take that worksheet, we're going to put it to the side, because we're going to roll on over to the next thing that we need to take a look at. So yesterday, we looked at percent of increase and decrease. You already have these notes, you don't have to write these down, but what I'd like to do is just to do a little reminder, because your assignment today is going to be over percent of increase and decrease problems. Yesterday, we said the formula for percent of increase and decrease is take the two numbers that we are given, the original and the new, and find the difference between those. So remember, difference is subtracting those two numbers. We're going to divide it by whatever is the original number, and then we're going to take it times 100 to change it to a percentage. All right, so let's just take a look at a quick example. So in case you forgot from yesterday, or perhaps you're in here today and you weren't here yesterday, this is going to be a real quick catch-up of what we did in our class yesterday. So our example is about a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos that was originally priced at $3.99. All right, as soon as you guys hear that keyword of original, okay, you should box it in, circle it, make sure you know the difference between the original and the new. So we have the original price at $3.99. It is marked down to $3.25. So this is going to be our new price. What is the percent of decrease? So we're going to go ahead and set up our formula. And like I showed you yesterday, I would just go ahead and draw the fraction mark, which are times 100. So here is our newest price, and here's our old price. We're going to take $3.99 minus $3.25, and that is going to give us 0.74. We're going to place 0.74 here, and then we're going to divide it by the original. This is the key thing I told you yesterday that a lot of students mess up on, so be real careful. Originally priced at $3.99. Original is always going to be in the denominator. Now, with our calculator, and let me pull up the calculator here, we are going to go ahead and work that out. 0.74 divided by 3.99 equals, and now remember, we're going to change it to a percentage, so we're going to take it times 100 equals. And Mrs. Doran just made a mistake. I took it times 1,000, so I'm going to do that one more time. 0.74 divided by 3.99 equals, and then we're going to take it times 100, not 1,000, and there's going to be our answer. I'd like for you to round all of your answers today to the nearest whole percentage. So if you'll take a look at the number to the right of the decimal point, it is a 5. That's going to be big enough to round our 18 to 19%. So what we would say is that this has a 19% decrease. All right, so that's a reminder of yesterday. At this time, I'd like for you to take out your agendas, and I'm going to have you guys write down your assignment for today. So today, you will be using a calculator, and you'll be doing page 313, problems 8 through 11, 16 through 21, 24 through 26, 29, and 30. Now, if you're sitting there without your agenda open, this video is about to go off. So again, you need to write this down. Page 313, 8 through 11, 16 through 21, 24 through 26, 29, and 30. You must show the setup process. If you're not sure what I mean, this right here is the setup process, and then you can let the calculator do the rest of the work for you. And then don't forget we have our weekly review sheet that is due this Friday. All right, you're in Mr. Bach's hands today. You know our rules in the classroom. Do what an adult tells you. I expect for you guys to be on your very best behavior and to get a really good report when I come back tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.